You are listening to Best in Seattle Real Estate with host Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420. This podcast is for real estate agents. Tina interviews the best of the best agents in the greater Seattle market. Learn strategies and the mindset needed to be your best. If you're looking to take your real estate business to the next level, this show is for you.
Welcome to Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, sponsored by Hubbard Radio Seattle. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. My show is with real estate agents for real estate agents. My lineup is exclusive and reserved for the best of the best in the greater Seattle real estate market based on closed transactions in the last 12 months. If you are a real estate agent looking to level up your game, you are in the right place. My guest today is here to share what she has learned over the years that has taken her to the top in the real estate field. Now in studio, Celine Williams, a Realty ONE Group Orca. Celine, thank you for joining my show today.
Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Likewise. I would also like to give a big shout out and a big thank you to my producer over at Hubbard Radio, Benny.
Hi there, Tina, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Just really excited to do another show with you. So thanks again for all the behind the scenes work that you do.
Anytime.
So before we get started, I'd like to share a little bit about Celine. Celine Williams is the top performing award-winning managing broker, real estate entrepreneur serving Snohomish County, King County, and Skagit County. She earned Rate My Agents Agent of the Year honors for Washington State overall, as well as King County, Snohomish County, Lake Stevens, and Marysville. She is also the #1 real estate broker at Realty ONE Group Orca. Her work and insights have been featured in Snohomish City Lifestyle Magazine, Seattle Real Producers, the Linwood Times, and multiple national podcasts, is establishing her as a trusted voice in Washington real estate. And that's why I am honored to have here on my podcast, Best in Seattle Real Estate. So again, Celine, just thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy busy day to have a conversation to help some of our other agents out in the market that might be struggling a little bit.
You're welcome. Yes, I'm so happy. Yay.
So Celine, first question I would like to ask you is, what life experiences brought you into this line of work?
Yeah, so before I did real estate, I was in operations management. And so what really happened was COVID, honestly. I had gotten my license in 2018, was so excited about being a real estate agent, but I was in a very comfortable job. At the time, I was at the University of Washington, and then I went over to Boeing, and then COVID happened and the world shut down. I had just moved to Marysville from Auburn area, and I met this wonderful woman who was a top real estate agent in Seattle, and she saw me and she said, "You need to do real estate." And I just kind of said, "Oh, no, I'm good. I'm at Boeing. I've had my license, but I'm just not really made for it yet." And she just said, "You need to be in real estate." And so I joined Realty ONE Group Orca in 2021. February 6th is actually my anniversary, and I'm going on 5 years. But it was really just kind of figuring out that I need to be with people, helping them with the process of buying and selling homes.
That is awesome. And if you're listening to the show as in the real estate space right now, if you didn't hear, 5 years in the industry, and she's here on this show, which is exclusive and reserved for the best of best in real estate. So really kicking it at a short period of time. So congratulations for that, Celine. And I love that, some disrupt happens. I mean, Boeing is like, that's a stable, really
Yes.
a career that you can have. And then jumping into real estate as an entrepreneur, and no guarantee that you're going to even be able to pay your bills. And look what you've done. So congratulations. And again, just a thank you for coming in here and sharing, because there's a lot of agents that are struggling, not just financially, but confidence. And I think that's a big part of it. If you don't have the confidence that you can do it. And a lot of the agents that might be listening that are in that space have been selling real estate for longer than you. So it doesn't take time. It doesn't take a lot of time to be able to turn things around. And this show really is geared to help you create a mindset of success by listening to how other agents are doing it. Because if they can do it, Celine can do it, you can do it. So Celine,
Absolutely.
what is the next big thing that you're working on in your business?
So I just got my managing broker's license in October. So super
Congratulations.
excited about that. Thank you so much. So now I'm in the process of building a team. Right now I have partners and they kind of help me with a little bit more of my buyers. I do still take buyers on, but I'm really focusing on listings too. And I realize I really love coaching. So I mentor about 3 gals right now who are fresh in the business, maybe less than a year, teaching them the fundamentals of real estate. And then I have a team that I'm really hoping to grow with. So on total, I have about 6 of us. And it's great because I get to meet with them on a weekly basis, whether it's like weekly, talk about our wins, talk about our challenges, how we can get better, what we're seeing in the industry. And I'm super excited to grow and help more people in the area.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And yeah, congratulations on the designated broker, because I know a lot of agents had actually tried to pass that test a few times and
Yes.
still trying to get through it.
Oh,
So
it's hard. I had to take it twice, but I was willing to take it as many times as I
yeah,
needed to. So it was definitely a mindset for sure.
yeah, for sure. All righty. Well, coming up next on Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, continued conversation with Celine Williams of Realty ONE Group Orca.
So, have you ever had a buyer's mortgage decline in the middle of closing? Most lenders do not pre-underwrite loans. They require a purchase and sale contract before an underwriter reviews the loan. This can cause stress for all parties involved. Highlands Residential Mortgage does pre-underwrite. In addition, Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, offers a personal $10,000 seller financing guarantee. This insurance policy to the seller and is not subject to the buyer's ability to secure financing. If the buyer's loan is declined and the financing cannot be secured, Tina personally pays the seller $10,000. This guarantee is only subject to the seller or property issues. Your buyers will stand out next to their competition. For more information, go to TinaMitchellTeam.com. That's TinaMitchellTeam.com.
Welcome back to Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, sponsored by Hubbard Radio Seattle. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. Continued conversation with Celine Williams of Realty ONE Group Orca. Are you a real estate agent looking for that one thing to take your business to new heights? Celine is here to motivate you to be your best. You will learn what she is doing and how you can implement her best practices into your real estate business. Today, Celine is sharing her strategies and the mindset needed to be the best in the industry. She is here to inspire other real estate agents to level up their real estate business. Celine, thank you again for being here with me today.
You're welcome.
What natural gift do you have that helps you in your business? Because everybody has something, a wow factor. And I think that's part of the key to being successful, is recognizing what that is. So what is yours?
Yeah, I feel like I have a couple. One is just that I'm a very approachable. I feel like a lot of people can relate to me and try to approach me pretty easily. I'm really big on connecting as an operations manager. I was kind of balancing all of the different things, admin, events, human resources, everything. So anytime somebody needed something, they would usually come to me, and I was the one who was just, I'll figure it out. If I don't know it, I will figure it out. If I don't know how to do it, I'll find somebody who can. So I think it's really just the ability to problem solve, because in real estate, I feel like a lot of it is problem solving, right? We're coming up with so many different situations, as I'm sure you've seen in lending, and so it's just finding all the right people, making sure our clients informed, and trying to solve the problem so we can move forward towards closing.
What about your second superhero?
Superhero, just really caring. Honestly, I love taking care of my clients, and there are a lot of people who only do certain price points, but I help everyone. I think at the same, like, everybody needs a home. So when I talk to my clients, it's very personal, it's very custom, and I really want to build a relationship with my clients. It's not about just the sale or the transaction. It's about being their real estate broker for life, but also being their friend and taking care of them as if they are friends and family.
Yeah, and I think anytime that you're offering some type of service, which real estate obviously is, that you have to come from a place of looking for what's best for them. And I know that if for struggling agents, if you're struggling to take care of your own family, we have to be our best for ourselves before we can be best for anyone else. And that never changes. But you've got to find a way to navigate through that to where that's not coming off to your clients, right? That you're really there to help them. And so that's great. Celine, how do you stay positive in challenging markets? Because we've had kind of been in and out. It's a different challenge, not enough inventory, and now it's a shift trying to communicate with right. So how do you deal with those challenges that come up in the industry?
I think it's really just going through the experience over and over. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a person who likes to be liked by everybody. And so when I got into it and I realized how much rejection there can be, whether it's just not a good fit or, they already know somebody, you got to get through those things. And the more you get through it, the more you can just say, well, it is what it is, right? If they're meant to work with you, they're going to work with you. I also am very solid with just setting up that positive mental attitude. Everything's hard. Being a business owner is hard. I'm also a mother of 2 boys. I have a husband. He has a business too. He's a general contractor. And it's like, well, you can either focus on the bad or you can focus on the good. And what you focus on tends to expand. So if you just focus on the good as much as possible, being grateful, having a lot of gratitude, I feel like that's what keeps you motivated in very challenging times. Last year was a challenging year, but I just tried not to focus on it being challenging and just focused on the amazing clients I had that valued and appreciated me and trusted me to help them with this goal. So it's gratitude and seeing past the hard moment.
So on that note, because just like anything else, to be great at something, it takes routines, exercise, and practice. And I think people forget about mindset being the top of everything, right? So are there things that you do to stay in that positive mindset? Any routines or activities, or how do you keep that positivity during the challenging times?
So honestly, I journal and I meditate.
Okay.
So anytime I'm having a hardship, and sometimes I get overwhelmed, right? Because we are balancing and managing so many things, and we're dealing with clients in some of the most stressful times in their lives. And I'm such an empath where I feel that with them. And so sometimes I get a
That
little
makes it even more
overwhelmed.
difficult.
I know, especially when you have multiple clients at the same time who are experiencing things like sometimes death, sometimes divorce, or really high emotions, like we're getting married, we're having a new baby. So it's just emotional. So sometimes I take that on. So I find it when I just get in a quiet zone and just sit down, meditate, use YouTube. They have tons of meditation. The Calm app is great. And then just journal, get everything out that's kind of festering in your head, and then start literally talking about all the things that you're grateful for. And like, once you just focus on what you're grateful for, whether it's your health, things like your family, your whole situation, your clients, your business, it just starts to go away. I mean, it doesn't disappear, but you just focus on it less and focus on the positive as much as possible.
I love that. And here's a huge takeaway if you're listening to the show and my conversation with Celine is journaling is an absolute must. And I think it's really great at night so you can release all of that stuff before you go to bed and you can have a great sleep and great dreams and all of that and wake up powered and ready to go in the morning. But what Celine said that's critically important, it's not writing about all the great things. It's recognizing that, hey, there's all this stuff. There's all this baggage that I have to unpack. And so you have to release it. Once you release it, then it allows you to appreciate that was there, move past it and move on, and then write all the positive things, right? Recognize that life is balanced and do both of those. So find what works for you. You have to make the time like you would for your top real estate power partner. Let's say you've got them on the schedule on a regular basis and you'll fit them into your schedule, get them time blocked in, whatever's going to be convenient and work for them. That's going to be your priority, right? Nothing is going to interrupt that time. Well, you are your biggest power partner. So you need to block that time for you to do whatever activities it is to keep your mindset positive. Another great thing, Celine, that I do for myself is whenever I get in a negative space, because it happens to us all the time, no matter how great we are at what we're doing or not, is I just take a refresh right in that moment and I just shut everything down and I listen to inspirational music that just can bring me to tears in that moment, whatever it is, because there are studies that show that you absolutely cannot be happy and sad or positive and negative in that same second. So if you put on some
Yeah.
music or something, just embrace that moment and do a
Oh, yeah.
refresh. Yeah. So Celine, thank you
Absolutely.
for that. I think
Yeah.
it's a great takeaway for our listeners
Yeah.
today.
Another thing too is just getting out in nature. So something I created last year was Wilderness Wednesday. So I would get a group of people together and we'd go hike in some of the amazing places here in the Northwest. So I've hiked a lot of places in Snohomish County, but it's like, you get to hear the waterfall, you get to see the beautiful lakes, you get to just be around greenery and then have really great conversations with other agents or lenders or, just amazing people. So that's another way that I stay positive, being around other people and surrounding myself in good scenery.
Wilderness Wednesday.
Yes.
Wink, wink. I need to get an invite.
Come on.
I am in.
It's so much fun.
Oh
It's
my
so much
gosh.
fun.
So last question, Celine, how important is family support in running a successful real estate practice?
So important. I don't think I could have done any of this without my husband. We have been together for 17 years now, married for 16, and he's everything. I don't think I would be able to, because at the time he was working full time at Boeing. So obviously that, but we have 2 kids, Lucas and Isaac, my husband's Nathan, and they're 7 and 10, and they're very active in hockey. Right now they're in competitive hockey. And so honestly, we're just like trying to balance all that while I'm balancing the business. But in the very beginning stages, and still now, he was just always taking care of things that I just couldn't take care of because I was too focused on building the business, client care. And as you know, real estate happens weeknights and weekends, right? And sometimes on vacation. And so initially I was super excited, like, oh yeah, I can be in, Cancun and still take these calls, but sometimes I need to take some downtime and really focus on the family. So having him as just my support and encouraging when I was in those challenging situations or challenging moments, it was crucial. Like I couldn't do life without him, but I especially couldn't do this business without him.
Yeah, great way to end our conversation, Celine. So you have to figure out what that support looks like. Maybe you don't have a husband, maybe you don't have 2 kids, but you have other things that you're trying to take care of, or maybe you got more. You've got to figure out what that support looks like, because you have to be able to create a space that you can focus on business. And without the focus, especially in the real estate space, it's going to be a challenge for you to get to the next level. So if that's a base level place that you need to start, great advice, Celine. We all have to have support, especially as an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, even if it's your firm, right? I feel like my firm has become my friends and family as well. So I didn't believe in myself in the beginning. That's a huge thing, right? Believing that you can actually do this business. And so the people surrounding me at my firm, they believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And that just getting that in there is so helpful. So I feel like another thing new agents especially don't realize is where you hang your license is just as important as deciding that you're going to do this business, because you're going to be around people who are doing real estate, encouraging you when times are tough, and celebrating you when times are amazing.
I love that. And that's the inspiration and the why behind this show, is for me just to create a space of people that are making a difference in the real estate market. And I appreciate you coming from a place of contribution, Celine, and being here with me today. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. To watch my video recording with Celine or other industry leaders in the real estate space, you can go to bestinseattlerealestate.com, or you can catch my show on my YouTube channel. And this is Tina Mitchell, your host and local mortgage expert, making a difference in the industry, one interview at a time. Until next time.
Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, is a licensed loan originator with Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited. The views expressed by the speakers on the preceding program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited, nor are they necessarily endorsed by Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited.